welcome to Norman, Oklahoma, the home of the Oklahoma Sooners, as we are set for another SEC matchup on this Easter weekend. As all the kiddos are getting excited and getting ready for that Easter egg hunt, the Sooners are hunting a series sweep against the Kentucky Wildcats. And so far in this series, it started a little earlier in the week, the Sooners have been pretty dominant over Kentucky, picking up 2 run rule victories in Game 1 and Game 2. Sooners outscoring Kentucky 19-3, and probably the most impressive part of all of that scoring, 13 of those runs have come with 2 outs, including a few bombs here and there, and just a couple from the fantastic freshman Kendall Wells. And welcome in with us, everybody. I'm DJ Sanchez along with Destiny McElroy. And Destiny, entering Game 3 of this series, Kentucky has shown that they can hang. This is a good ball club. They've been coming out aggressive early, but they just haven't been able to hold it in all facets of the game through 7 innings. What does the adjustment need to be today to see a little bit more of a competitive game from Kentucky?
Yeah, I think Kentucky needs to come out. We've seen them come out very aggressively, very strong, put some runs on the board early in the game. I'd like to see them maintain that consistency, make those adjustments to keep that lineup going. They've got to pass the torch, keep that momentum up, and continue to score runs throughout the game.
Oklahoma, as we mentioned, has taken the first 2 games in run rule fashion, and a lot of that is coming from Kendall Wells, the freshman, has knocked her 28th and 29th home run of the season, just 1 away from tying the D1 freshman record, Destiny.
Kendall Wells, you see that shot, that was on Thursday, 275 feet. You'll see the one that she hit just yesterday going opposite field, 255 feet. She is clearing both sides of the field. She's able to hit all locations of the zone. It is so tough to throw to a hitter like Kendall Wells.
And Kentucky has learned that the tough way this weekend, but looking to right some things here on this Saturday. And there's a good look at the Kentucky Wildcats starting lineup. Carly Sleeman in the leadoff spot, and she has been solid this weekend. Had a solo home run to start the game yesterday, and she has just been a tough out all weekend, along with Allie Blum in the 2-hole and Maddie Clark. But all of the production that we've seen offensively from Kentucky this weekend, Destiny, has come from Sleeman or Blum in the 1-2 spot.
Yes, they have been fantastic in their roles of the 1-2 hole. They're finding their ways on. They are moving each other over. Carly Sleeman with that leadoff home run yesterday. She's going to be the table setter, the tone setter. If she can continue to do what she's doing, that momentum will continue to build in that dugout, and hopefully the rest of the lineup will fall through.
And Sydney Berzon getting the call for the Sooners in the circle today. The senior getting her 7th start on the year. Walks in 4-1 on the season, and something that not a single pitcher has been able to do to start a ball game in this series so far. Berzon retires Sleeman. But a little bit of a different look coming from Berzon than what the Wildcats have seen the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to see her range. We'll take a look at the scouting report. 55 to 66. She's got a lot of junk pitches. She's going to try to get these hitters to chase and roll up ground balls. She'll work in the screw. She'll work in the rise. One big thing is that she can mix her speeds in multiple velocities. So she's got a good range of speed, going to keep these hitters off balance.
Sophomore second baseman Allie Blum stands in, and again, part of Kentucky's struggles this weekend have not come in the first inning. They have been really and truly, if Kentucky could have their first inning offensive production, we'd see a much different outcome, as that pitch is going to stay fair, and Blum is retired. And good start for Sydney Berzon, as Sleeman and Blum, who have been a thorn in the Sooners' side, are retired. And there's a look at Kentucky head coach Rachel Lawson in her 19th season at the helm of Kentucky. 8 Super Regional appearances, 1 Women's College World Series appearance, and this is a program that Coach Lawson has just absolutely built into a powerhouse over the last 19 years, and facing some struggles here this season, but on a run of 16 consecutive postseason appearance. May see that hanging in the balance this season as the Wildcats have struggled a bit in SEC play. So far in this series, and we've mentioned it, Destiny, Kentucky has come out hot in the first inning. They have scored 3 runs in this series, and all 3 have come in the first inning.
Yeah, and I think, you know, when we got to talk to Coach Lawson on Thursday, one of their goals was to come out and attack. And I think that's what she saw. We were able to see that. Those 3 runs were generated in that first inning. But one thing I think that they've really got to hone in on is, as pitchers are making their adjustments, how are their hitters going to make their adjustments on their end? And Coach Lawson is going to have to figure out and see what they can do differently, whether it's manufacturing runs and seeing more bunts, just trying to put their hitters in a better situation to get on base.
And Sydney Berzon, 1 out away from doing something not a single Sooner pitcher has been able to do in this series. It's hang a goose egg, or maybe we should call it an Easter egg today in inning 1. Senior Maddie Clark sitting at a .222 average on the year. Struggled a bit in this series. Looking to turn that around today, as working the count full. And you know, you gotta love just kind of the appreciation, maybe not from a pitcher standpoint, but from a coach's standpoint, of Maddie Clark seeing a lot of pitches and breaking up the 1-2-3 inning, and right on cue as Maddie Clark draws the 2-out walk.
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of this, is just not chasing bad pitches early in the count. They're seeing the ball, they're being decisive, they're being patient and trying to get something that they can work with. If they feel that anything is close, we're seeing them foul it off. It's a great at-bat by Madison Clark. Good battle.
Berzon fires to the senior Carissa Hamilton, and you know, Destiny, you touched on it, but seeing a lot of pitches, a battle at bat, but at one point that count was 0-2.
Yeah.
This ball is grounded to Alyssa Parker at third. She is going to fire it across, and Lexi McDaniel coming off the bag to make the catch. But it looks like we're going to have a moment here. You see Coach Lawson out. Hamilton did not leave the box. I think it went off her foot. Now, as of right now, the call on the field is an out. But it looks like we are going to see a review as home plate umpire Frederick Ewald takes a step out. Let's take a listen.
Kentucky's challenging the ruling on the field of a fair ball. That plays under further review.
Now, Destiny, watching it, it was clearly fair. I think that it is wondering whether or not it was hit off the foot of Hamilton.
Yeah, that is more so the question. I think, yeah, it totally looks like it's tipped off the foot.
So I expect, and I am probably the worst person to say what's going to happen, but I expect to see this shifted. And again, I think a big piece of this is Hamilton didn't move out of the box.
Yeah, she knew that hit her foot.
So it was very clear, and I think that the video review makes it pretty clear.
I mean, the result of the ball doesn't give any indicator that it hit off her foot. It played like a normal ball would have off the handle of a bat.
Which is a little obscure.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often.
But, I mean, it was cleanly fielded by Parker with no question there. But when you slow it down and look at the replay, we're seeing that it hit off the toe.
Good work by Parker, playing it through. I'm going to be honest. The pitch, inside drop ball.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a there's a small part of me, just because of the pitch location, that's like hoping they say and get the call right that it did foul off her foot, because you throw that drop ball on the inner half and it fouls off their foot, you're kind of going, yeah, that's what I meant to do.
Yes, yeah,
that was the location. That's what we were after.
I did my job.
It's a nice location coming from Sydney Burzon. Looks like we're going to get a call here.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The ball's fair, and we have an out.
And that is why I do not make the calls, but we're moving on, as the ruling on the field will be a 5-3, and that wraps the first inning. We're heading to the bottom of the first, scoreless. Back in Norman after a scoreless top of the first, and the Oklahoma Sooners, a couple changes in the lineup, as Coach Gasso tends to do, but a couple defensive pieces, and Kendall Wells in the lineup today, but sitting and hitting in the DP spot. That'll put Isabella Emmerling behind the dish, and Alexa Parker getting the start at third, and Lexi McDaniel getting the start today on this Saturday. So a couple shifts in that Sooner lineup. And facing Sarah Hindigas, who also got the start in game 2, took the loss for the Wildcats yesterday. Just an inning and 2/3, pitched 4 hits, gave up 6 runs, but Destiny, only 2 of those were earned.
Yeah, when we would talk about Hindigas, I thought she pitched pretty well. I think there was one incident where the out needed to be made. There was an error in left field, and I think that kind of hurt them. That continued to give OU that momentum to continue to build in that inning. Hindigas did a great job in the circle. I think she is putting herself in a position to really understand these hitter tendencies and understand the zone, and I think she kind of honed in a little bit. I'd love to see her defense behind her a little bit more today.
Kai Miner staying hot in the box as she laces one through for a leadoff single to bring up Kendall Wells. And the freshman Miner just continuing to set the table, just as we've seen her do all weekend.
Yeah, she is really just unstoppable, hitting .491. Finding her way on base always. I mean, she is a true table setter.
Kendall Wells, we can't talk about it enough. 3 for 4 on the weekend. 2 of those hits, staying consistent with that stat line. 2 of those hits this weekend have been bombs. But Destiny, we can't talk or get over this enough.
No, we cannot. 62% of her hits in her freshman season, as Kai takes off to second base. .62% of Kendall's hits in her freshman season are home runs. 29 of her 47 have left the field. That is the most impressive stat, not only as a freshman, but just as a softball player overall. And honestly, I think it's comparable to baseball players. I'd love to see how that lines up.
I know, we need to go stat digging with all this free time we have.
Yeah.
Hindiguis, nice change of speeds there on the outer half. You gotta love that pitch. And that was a piece yesterday where Hindiguis struggled just a little bit. She has tremendous off speed, but it wasn't always consistently in the zone. Nice location there.
Kai Miner now 15 for 17 in stolen base attempts.
You gotta love the aggressiveness from Coach Gasso early. Kai Miner taking off and getting into scoring position. A little bit of a check swing, and they're gonna say she went. And just as we were talking about the importance of the off-speed pitch for Hindiguis, this was a big one.
It's a great pitch, just getting her to chase. And the way that it's falling off the table just a little bit later in the zone, Kendall just not able to hold that bat back far enough.
As Gabby Garcia stands in. And you gotta love, as we got a little bit of a conversation as Coach Lawson makes her way out to the circle. I want to circle back to for a minute to that changeup in the dirt that Hindiguis just threw.
Yeah.
Perfectly located, right? Not words you say very often,
yeah.
but that's a perfect pitch in the dirt. 2 strikes to a hitter like Wells.
Yeah, I agree. I think especially to a hitter like Wells, you can't really mess with the strike zone. You've got to find those chase pitches or right outside of the zone, something that's going to get her to bite. And that was a huge success for Hindiguis.
There are times to bury a changeup, and if you can do it deliberately, you're going to get big outcomes, just like what we saw. And Gabby Garcia looking to put the Sooners on the board here as she takes the first strike. Garcia 2 for 5 on the weekend. Keeping that average up over 400 at 425. And Hindiguis continuing to mix the speeds. The 1-2. Ground ball right at Blum. She's going to take care of it for out number 2, and Kai Miner will move up 60 feet. 2 quick outs for Hindiguis after the leadoff single of Miner, but we've seen this all series. The Sooners have been deadly with 2 outs.
All series long. I mean, they have put up so many runs with 2 outs, and there's even been quite a few runners left on base. And for them to, we've seen multiple scenarios of bases loaded, 2 outs. They execute a couple of those runs, but not all.
Pickering, an opportunity here for some 2-out clutch hitting, and that has really been the story in this series. And if you're Kentucky, we said it yesterday in game 2, but you know that the conversation with this defense, with the pitching staff, Hindiguis, who is in the circle today, when you've got this offense on the ropes and you've got 2 outs, you've got to find a way to slam the door and finish the inning. Hindiguis looking to do just that. She falls behind 3 balls, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball at Maddie Clark. And Hindiguis works around a lead-off single to Kai Miner to hold the Sooners at 0. We're scoreless as we head to the 2nd. Lots of big SEC games and a couple upsets around the country yesterday as Tennessee dropped a game to South Carolina, and that series is tied at 1. And Alabama putting up 11 runs to beat Texas 11-4. Both of those games in the rubber match here today. Texas A&M took the series from Georgia yesterday, and there's a look at those updated SEC standings. And with Texas's loss yesterday, Oklahoma is now atop the SEC standings, which really setting up a lot of storylines moving into next weekend as Oklahoma is headed to Austin in what would be a 3-versus-1 as of today matchup on ESPN next weekend. And a lot of eyes gonna be down in Austin.
It'll be a fun matchup. I mean, 1 and 2, just dominant on both sides of the field, both teams. That environment to play in Austin is going to be exciting.
As Abby Hammond stands in, just a freshman. It's been consistently in this lineup here as of late in one way or another. Got the start in the circle in game 1 here on Thursday. The freshman being called upon to do a little bit of everything as this is grounded to second base. Agbayani is going to take care of it. Hammond is retired for the first out of the inning. And something that has already looked different here in game 3. Zeros in the first inning.
No one has scored.
As Peyton Plotz stands in 1 for 3 in the series. Sooners looking for the series sweep here today. But a little bit of a quieter start. Berzon getting the opportunity here today in game 3, and only an inning and a third in, but what are you liking that you're seeing from Berzon so far, Destiny?
I like the mix of pitches. What a great play there by Gabby Garcia, covering that hole, the 5-6 hole, coming up throwing. See her make her way through the hole, plant that back foot and get rid of it.
You gotta love the arm strength
Yes.
of throwing that off balance, off that back foot. Wasn't even a question. And right back to Berzon, off the glove, but she's gonna take care of it, and Berzon retires the side quickly in the second, and continuing with a scoreless game as we head to the bottom half. packed house here on this Easter weekend. Great crowd, lots of young softball players. A lot of kiddos running around. There's actually an Easter egg hunt after the game.
So fun.
Apparently there is a grand prize in one of the eggs.
Oh.
I do not have intel into what it is.
Are we participating?
I don't see why not.
Maybe we get out there.
We get a head start. Parker comes out swinging first pitch, and this ball is going to leave the yard. And Parker, with one swing of the bat, breaks the scoreless streak here in the second to make it 1-0 Sooners.
Ella Parker with her 17th home run on the season. Opposite field bomb, one pitch and it is out. I love how you can see the contact point there. This team is just so good at understanding their contact points and what part of the plate they need to make contact at. Outside pitch, send it back that way.
Hindiguis back to work to face senior Isabella Emmerling. And, you know, Destiny, you talked about it, but coming out first pitch hacking, you could see the grin on Coach Gasso's face. But that was a deliberate get in the box game plan. You could see her sitting looking for a pitch on the outer half and working on time.
I mean, these hitters are so talented and skilled in understanding the zone, understanding contact points, understanding the movement of these pitches. They can go in there with a plan and execute.
Hindiguis evening the count up. As we mentioned, Emmerling getting the start behind the plate today. .436 average on the year, and that's a nice location from Hindiguis for the backwards K, and you gotta love the response from the pitcher.
I love that pitch, and I have loved her ability and willingness to come in so far to where these hitters are having to foul some stuff off. They're coming off the handles or they're uncomfortable to swing, and we saw that there. That pitch was very tight to that inside corner, but it's a called strike, so it's something she can continue to use.
Freshman Alyssa Parker stands in, getting her first start on the weekend. The Oklahoma native came into the game late yesterday, stayed in defensively at third base. Getting the start today, and as much as we've talked about it on the year, I mean, Parker has been called upon to do so many different things, and just the confidence that this staff has in the freshman to be able to handle that. Again, I think it's one thing to talk about how well she does all of these things physically. That's easy to see, but being able to handle
the mental load, the capacity it takes. Alyssa Parker, I mean, not only is she a go-to pitcher on this staff, but she is also a two-way player who can play third, who can play first. She hits
and draws walks.
And the ability to balance all of that in the same time that other players balance, maybe they're just pitching, and not to discredit anybody who's just doing one, but they're able to spend a lot more time on that one craft. You've got to be able to separate your time, take those rocket shots from Coach Gasso at third, take them at first, get your time in the bullpen, and focus on your swing.
Nice change of speeds to open the count to Lexi McDaniel. And, you know, and Destiny, I think that's a good point, and that's one thing, too. We've spoken to Coach Gasso about that throughout the season. When you have a player like Alyssa Parker who's doing so many different things, and you're trying to get those reps defensively. You're working in the cage and getting BP. You don't always get the reps in the bullpen that necessarily you need, especially as a freshman in the circle. So just spinning so many plates, but balancing it so well as Hindiguis gets ahead here, a ball and 2 strikes.
Hindiguis is testing the zone, and I really appreciate that.
This ball's popped up on the infield. Maddie Clark is going to call everybody off to make the play. And that'll be 2 outs for Ailana Agbayani. Gotta love the adjustments coming from the senior pitcher. Giving up the home run first pitch to Ella Parker to start this inning, but quickly recovering as Agbayani thinks about it. But one thing Hindiguis struggled with in her start yesterday were the walks.
Yes.
5 overall, and the walk in this inning to Parker, but again in another 2-out situation here quickly.
And I'm seeing her with a little bit more confidence. It's almost like she's trusting her stuff a little bit more, where yesterday I felt as if she was trying to be a little too deliberate, trying to find the perfect location. And in this instance, I feel as if she's maybe a little bit more fluent and able to really trust her stuff.
Because it's good. She's got good stuff, and there's some of it right there for a called strike, but Alyssa Parker off with the pitch and into scoring position.
Okay, so Alyssa Parker is stealing bases.
Hey.
And hitting and playing first and third and can pitch. Got it.
2 for 4 on stolen bases this year. Get her some catcher's equipment. Why not? The count runs full, but let's take a minute. Let's look at this jump by Parker.
There she goes, head down, just full on stealing bases. Alyssa Parker, not necessarily one that you'd expect that from.
Coach Gasso taking a moment to have a chat with Agbayani. Big pitch here for Hindiguis. 3-2. Again, we talked about the walks being a bit of an Achilles yesterday, and coming back to bite Hindiguis. Huge pitch here. 3-2, gonna have to be quick, but Hindiguis minimizes the damage and keeps this a 1-run ball game, but not before Ella Parker goes Oppo Taco to put the Sooners on top, 1-0. Sooners on top, 1-0. I'm DJ Sanchez along with Destiny McElroy, and Kentucky has had a little bit of a tough schedule walking through SEC. I mean, just looking at that, every weekend has been nearly a top 10 matchup. And, you know, if you look at the 1-13 start for Kentucky in SEC play, looking to right the ship here today, but it's really been a tough streak here for the Wildcats in the SEC conference play.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the toughest schedules I've ever seen. But they can look at it one of two ways. They can turn it around and really show that, you know, maybe they could take a couple of these series.
Nice play in the 5-6 hole by Parker to take care of Kentucky captain Ella Emmert,
and put themselves in a position to be a part of postseason. I think if they come out on top of any of those big opponents, that's going to help them with the postseason run.
9-hole hitter Emery Donaldson stands in. You know, and you look at, and I think part of some of the things that you look at, I mean, right now, entering this weekend, Kentucky was 46 in the RPI. And that's after walking into this weekend 1-11 in conference play, right? You know, you have that type of skid in any other conference. There's no way you're sitting top 50 in the RPI.
Yeah.
As Berzon falls behind for the first time here in this ball game, 3 balls and no strikes. And Emily going to have a chat with her pitcher is a couple pitches in the dirt, big misses.
Yeah, I think this situation, you know, you've got 1 run on the board. You've got to be able to close this out and bring that momentum back into the dugout. Berzon she's one of those pitchers who's going to try to get these hitters to continue to chase. So she's got to be closer to the zone than we're seeing. But she's still not a pitcher who's going to look for a ton of strikeouts. She's not going to really pound the zone. She wants them to chase.
Donaldson 0 for 3 in this series, but has drawn a walk. Kentucky looking for base runners, and Gabby Garcia says nope. Donaldson lines out for out number 2.
Both pitchers today have done an excellent job in letting their defense play for them.
Yeah, we've seen, and again, it's always fun to see the home runs and, you know, runs being scored, but you gotta love a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, and seeing some really deliberate approaches in the circle on both sides of the ball today, as Carly Sleeman stands in 0 for 1 here today, but she has been hot this weekend.
Seen some clean defensive plays. No errors on the board for both teams. Lots of contact has been, the ball's been put in play a lot.
Yeah, just 1 strikeout. Berzon back in that pitcher's count, and that's one thing she's done very well in this ball game. Fell behind Donaldson, but has really done a good job of working 0-2, 1-2, and keeping the pressure on this Kentucky offense. She rocks and fires. And a little busy left side, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Sooners on top, 1-0.
that they needed to do.
Want to mess around with this OU.
Stanford firmly in control.
Huge weekend for Florida State.
It is gone!
She slams it into the ground.
Lots of big-time softball next weekend. Quality matchups all across the country, and a lot of eyes are going to be on the Red River rivalry down in Austin. And the last meeting between OU and Texas was at the Women's College World Series, where Texas won 4-2, obviously went on to win the national championship. But last 10 matchup, OU leads that series 7-3, and gonna be stars all around with 5 All-Americans between the two teams who are gonna be on that field. You can catch that series all weekend on ESPN and ESPN2, but Austin's going to be rocking next weekend, Destiny.
It is going to be a fun place to be. And we talk about the 5 All-Americans. What about these freshman classes that I'm sure will have All-Americans in them?
And speaking of freshman classes, Kai Miner continuing to stay hot as she singled back in the first and has just been on fire this series. But when you talk about the freshmen, between Kai Miner hitting nearly 500 on the season, Kendall Wells 1 home run away, and that's going to be yet another 2-hit ball game. And Miner takes off and is going to be safe at second base. And you gotta love the aggressiveness and taking advantage of an open bag.
I love that energy from Kai Miner. You saw the way she rounded first base. She kept her eye on second base and realized Clark was out towards that grass. Nobody was covering second base. And she identified that and took off. Take a look at this tag. Oh, just missed. That was a tight play. Kai just getting that foot in there just in time. Selling the play.
Yeah, you can see Maddie Clark got her about on the heel, but it was, that was no question. Kai Miner rounded first, like she's like, I'm gonna stretch that into a double. Great heads up play by the freshman. As Kendall Wells stands in. Storyline as it has been, not just this weekend, but over the last few weeks. Now at this point, only 1 home run away from tying the freshman OU and NCAA records that are held by 2 other seniors in Jocelyn Allo and Lauren Chamberlain. And Kelly Majum also among the 30 home run club by a freshman.
Kendall Wells just climbing that leaderboard in so many categories. The SEC freshman, the all-time freshman. She's coming for the all-time season. She's still got time this season. We're estimating, what, maybe 20 more games.
And if she stays on that 62% of her hits or bombs, there's no telling what that final number is going to be. Zendegas brings the 3-2, and nice location on the inner half, but it's going to be ball 4 to Kendall Wells, and just missed a bit inside, but you got to love the challenge. I love that location.
I love that location, especially against a hitter like Kendall. You've got to test your boundaries and make sure you're not leaving a ball up in the zone and over the plate.
And as much as I love the location, what discipline. I mean, that's a pitch on the river, on the inner half to draw the walk, and hasn't been a strike today. Really hasn't been a strike throughout this series, but Gabby Garcia lays down the bun, and it's a beauty. Great play to get Garcia at first, but all runners move up 60 feet to put a pair in scoring position for Cassidy Pickering.
Those are the things Coach Gasso wants to see at this point in the season. You cannot always rely on the long ball. Yes, they hit a ton of home runs, but one thing that Coach Gasso has expressed to us is we've got to also trust the short game. And Gabby Garcia just executing there, moving her runners to scoring position.
Pickering getting in on the home run action herself. And we can talk about the power, but we see it throughout this entire lineup. And Cassidy Pickering in the 4 slot today, but just one of the purest hitters in the Sooner lineup.
Yeah, and a veteran in this lineup.
And if you look at those numbers, they're all correct, everybody. That's it's something. Here's what's wild. If you start adding these numbers up, even if you add up just freshman numbers or you just add up just senior numbers, there are single 1 to 3 hitters as Pickering chases in the dirt. Great job behind the plate by Ella Emmert. And Hindegis picks up a massive strikeout of Cassidy Pickering. We said it earlier in the game. She got Kendall Wells chasing that buried changeup, and there it is again.
Great job. Emmert just dropping to the knee, keeping that ball in front. Identifying which side of first base now with that safety bag.
Ella Parker stands in. One swing of the bat has accounted for all Sooner runs, and it was by way of Ella's bomb back in the second. Nice location from Hindegis, but just misses a little bit low, and you can see Hindegis trying to be fine here and be very intentional with where she's placing that drop ball and that curveball.
Good pitches.
Hindegis falls behind 3 balls and no strikes, and want to be careful here. Parker sometimes given the green light on 3-0, but it's a 4-pitch walk to Ella Parker to load him up for Isabella Emmerling. 3rd walk delivered today by Hindegis. But I'll say this, all 4 of those pitches were competitive.
They're all great pitches, and when you're facing a lineup like this, those are the only pitches you can really throw. Anything closer, it's going to be too close for these hitters to send back out of the yard.
Big spot here for the senior catcher. Emmerling, between the 25 and 26 season, look at the growth. 212 in 2025, doubled that. Nearly 436.
I think one thing that I really love to see her is just that confidence. She's gotten in the box and she's swinging hard. She's more sure of her pitch selection.
Lays off the off speed down in the zone, and Hindegis in a bit of dire straits here as she's behind in this count. 3 balls and a strike. Nowhere to put Emmerling. Ground ball right back up the middle. That's going to score Minor for sure. Here comes Wells, and she'll slide in safely. And Emmerling, a 2-out single, makes it 3-0 Sooners.
Talk about Emmerling just seeing the ball so well. She has been hitting the ball so hard. We'll take a look here. Seeing that ball slightly down in the zone, but getting that barrel out just in time. Quick hands.
And Kentucky center fielder Emery Donaldson came up quick, but not close at the plate as Coach Lawson is out having a conversation with her defense. And this is the place for Kentucky, where in games 1 and 2, there have been 1 inning, usually, and I say usually, I think all series with 2 outs where things have gone off the rails a little bit and the game has really shifted in way of the Sooners. This is a huge place here for Hindegis to find a way to minimize the damage and get Kentucky back in the dugout and keep this game in check.
I agree. I think we've got to continue to see this defense make their routine plays. This is a moment where if Hindegis can roll up a ground ball, her defense has to execute.
Freshman Alyssa Parker walked back in the second. And in a hitter's count here as Hindegis falls behind 2 balls and no strikes. Needing a pitcher's pitch here. And that's one if I ever saw one. Good little break up in the zone. Nice location from the senior. And there's that off speed. Breaking to the outer half, and message received from Sarah Hindegis, trying to find a way to get out of this inning.
She's really mixing her speeds. I mean, when you're taking 10 miles per hour off that velocity, it's tough as a hitter. She's confident to throw it at any count.
Off speed again, but Parker finds a way to get a piece, and we'll do it again. Hindegis working deep into these counts. Seen a lot of foul balls. A pair of strikeouts and 3 walks, but Hindegis, much as we've seen kind of throughout the series, has thrown a lot of pitches early in this game, about to fire her 71st. Lots of full counts, a lot of 3-2, 2-2 counts, a lot of just deep at-bats, and it's not often you see 75, nearly 75 pitches just in the third. But what a big strikeout from the senior. And a pair of runs put up by the Sooners, but Hindegis able to work out of a jam. We're heading to the 4th.
Home of MLB.tv.
So all out-of-market games, live or on demand, plus all your favorite sports on ESPN. We need to tell the people, Carl.
We're doing it right now.
ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv. All out-of-market games, live or on demand, all in one place.
Such a great day here at Love's Field. Hitting about the midway point in Game 3 of this series. I'm DJ Sanchez with Destiny McElroy, and Sydney Berzon is back to work. She's been solid so far in this game, Destiny.
I think she has performed very well. She has executed a lot of ground balls.
Allie Blam tries to find her way on base. And laying down the butt, trying to catch this defense on their heels. But she'll be retired for out number 1 here in the 4th.
We're seeing from Berzon is just the ability to trust her defense and trust her stuff. She's not working for the strikeout every at-bat. We're seeing a lot of these outs that have been produced have been on the ground. With one fly ball.
Senior Maddie Clark stands in, drew a walk back in the 1st. In what has been the only base runner of the ball game for Kentucky. And since that walk, Berzon has retired 8 in a row. This 1-1 is laced foul, but talking about Berzon and just going about her business, and it's always a good day when you can just rely on your pitcher just to throw ground balls.
I agree 100%. And looking at the pitches thrown here, this will be her 41st pitch on the day, and that's pretty good.
Efficient.
Going into the 4th inning.
Kind of shows a little bit too the aggressiveness we're seeing in the box from Kentucky as Maddie Clark stays alive. Clark on the year, .222 hitter. An everyday starter at short for the Wildcats. And Berzon throwing that drop ball. It just fell off the table and getting Clark to chase for her first strikeout of the ball game.
Berzon doing a great job mixing location here, and again, like you said, that ball just fell right off the table, dropped right as it approached the batter's knee.
First pitch to Carissa Hamilton. Swinging and fouled off. And Dustin, you touched on this a little bit, just 45 pitches thrown by Berzon, but we've seen Kentucky, I mean, a lot of first pitch hacks.
They are being very aggressive. I think that's one of the things that Coach Lawson kind of preached to them is, hey, we've got to take advantage of the good pitches we're given early in the count. Because that's the goal on both ends, right? You want, as a pitcher, you want to get ahead in the count, so you're throwing that good stuff early on, and as a hitter, you want to be aggressive and take advantage of those good pitches early in the count.
Bit of an off-speed pitch, and Berzon continuing to deal. Looking for her 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning. Right back up the middle, but Gabby Garcia makes a big time play and just smooth as silk to throw out Hamilton. And just when you thought that play was maybe going to be close.
Gabby Garcia closing that gap, getting rid of that ball, the spin move, all of it, just so good.
Kentucky goes to the bullpen and are gonna roll with freshman Abby Hammond, who got the start here on Thursday night in game 1, picked up the loss, but through 2 2/3 inning, gave up 8 runs on 6 hits, all of those earned. But if you look at that loss, a lot of it was coming back to the free passes. 5 walks on the night, but this is her 12th appearance on the season. And one thing, if you talk to Coach Lawson about the freshman, wanting to really just see her develop and get some experience, and has really enjoyed watching her grow this season.
And Abby Hammond just having 33 innings of experience. This is a really good lineup and opportunity and environment for her to experience, to help her develop through her freshman year.
She will tackle the 8-9-1 in the Sooner lineup as freshman Lexi McDaniel stands in. McDaniel popped up on the infield back in the second. And Abby Hammond, as we said, just a freshman, has got really good stuff. She mixes speeds well, has a good demeanor about her in the circle, but has really been called upon when this Wildcat pitching staff has had some injuries. You know, a couple questionable throughout the rest of the season, maybe working week to week and not really knowing exactly what the pitching staff is going to look like, with Carson Fall and Haley Nutter and Sydney Langdon all out for this series. The freshman getting experience that is going to make her growth and her development even better moving forward. As McDaniel leads the inning off with her first hit of the day.
Another freshman. Talking about some of the freshman numbers, 54 of the 141 home runs that this lineup has been hit by freshmen. And that's comparable to, I'm sure, some teams nationwide who may not even have reached that as a program.
So give me that number again, Destiny. How many home runs?
54 home runs have been hit by the freshman class this season.
That would be good for 3rd in the SEC as a team.
There you go.
54. So the freshman class alone for the Sooners would be 3rd in the SEC conference.
Lexi McDaniel with 9, Kai Miner with 6, Kendall Wells with 29, and Alyssa Parker with 10.
Senior Alyssa Agbayani stands in, shows bunt. The Sooners can imagine the message with the pitching change for Kentucky, a freshman now in the circle. But you know that message in the dugout is to get some momentum in that Sooner dugout. A little chopper's gonna roll just foul.
The ability that Agbayani has to just be in full control of the ball is so impressive. I mean, she's got that soft touch on a slap. She can control her bunts. She's got power to work the gaps. She can hit home runs. She's got speed on the base paths.
Ground ball in the 5-6 hole. There is no play as Agbayani just works the dirt. Everybody's safe.
Perfectly placed ball through the 5-6 hole. You see Clark kind of take off towards second base for a split second and then realize that ball's coming through the 5-6 hole. By the time she got there, it was just not quick enough to get Agbayani out at first.
And Cheney Helton pinch running for Lexi McDaniel, off with the pitch as Kai Miner takes a huge hack first. pitch she sees. But Agbayani, just for a minute, I want to appreciate how well she handled that pitch up in the zone in what I'm assuming was a run and hit. And seeing that pitch up and just showing barrel control with the chop to get her job done. Minor shows bunt.
We've seen one home run on the day, but we have also gotten to see this Oklahoma lineup manufacture some runs.
And a spot here for the freshman Abby Hammond. We talked about what a great job Sarah Hindigas had done of letting her defense work. Abby Hammond needing a little bit of that right here in the fourth. There's nobody out and a lot of speed on the base paths. And you can see senior captain catcher Ella Emmert behind the plate doing a great job all series, but definitely on her toes and keeping an eye on Agbayani at first and Cheney Helton at second. 1-2 is skied high. Donaldson battling the sun, but is going to make the play. Huge out for Abby Hammond as Kai Minor is retired for the first time here today.
That was a really good play by Donaldson. It seemed to be routine, but not when you're battling the sun. She really stuck with that battle, kept her glove up, stuck with the ball. We've seen quite a few mistakes on this field at this time of day where the sun really affects them. So good job by Donaldson sticking with that.
Kendall Wells in the box. And as we've mentioned, sitting at 29 home runs on the season, just 1 away from the NCAA freshman record, 5 away from the OU single season record, and 8 away from the single season NCAA record. Not freshman record, NCAA record.
She is climbing that board, and again, we are still in the middle of the season. She's got some time, and at her pace, I can't imagine she doesn't break all those records.
One way outside, and Hammond falls behind 2 balls and a strike. Gotta love the freshman versus freshman challenge here. This ball is launched, and that is going to be a record tying 3-run home run. And with that swing of the bat, Kendall Wells has put her name in the record books, not just as a freshman Sooner, but as a freshman across the country in the NCAA. Her 30th home run of the year, just tied the OU and NCAA single season freshman record.
And take a look at just how smooth her swing is. Kendall Wells, just so strong, so powerful. Again, opposite field, she can do it all.
And there's the curtain call, and rightfully so. I would assume that ball's gonna get returned, right?
You'd hope so, you know.
Coach Lawson heads out to have a chat with her freshman pitcher, Abby Hammond. And, you know, I think more than that, have a chat, slow things down.
Yeah.
Right? Slow things down. We just heard the Sooner fan base go nuts, and kind of knowing what that single swing did. Again, tying the NCAA freshman record. So anything from here on out is going to put Kendall Wells in a place where she stands alone, not just as a freshman, but now you start looking ahead. the next milestones. Obviously, 31 will set the NCAA and OU freshman record, but the OU program record sits at 34. The NCAA home run record sets at 36. As Gabby Garcia rounds out for out number 2. But when we were having this conversation early on, I think a big piece of that conversation is Cassidy Pickering stands in with nobody on and 2 outs. That pace is going to slow down once SEC play starts.
Yeah, that's a hot topic.
And it hasn't.
It has not.
Kendall Wells has hit a home run in every game of this series this weekend.
Yeah, and they're not questionable at all. I mean, they are out of the park, no question. 275-foot bombs.
And we're gonna get the distance on the 30th here in just a minute, but I don't know if there are words to describe what we're witnessing with Kendall Wells.
No, there's really not, especially because, you know, some hitters you'll say, yeah, they can really hit an inside pitch well, or they can really hit that outside pitch, or she can sit change really well. Kendall can do it all. There's not a certain pitch that I've seen her struggle with.
Pickering draws the 2-out walk. To bring up Ella Parker, and Ella Parker got in on the home run action herself back in the second. Score the first Sooner run. That 3-run home run by Kendall Wells has put a little bit of distance here in the 4th to make it 6-zip. Falls behind 2 balls and no strikes. Again, the freshman using these outings again to grow and to learn. Probably getting more innings than expected in SEC play, but has really handled it well. Trying to find a way get back in the dugout here as that pitch gets away from Everett behind the plate. Pickering will only move up the 60, and it's back-to-back walks from Hammond to bring up Emmerling. Just as we've seen throughout this whole series, the free passes have been a bit of an issue. 5th walk delivered by Kentucky pitching here today. 5 walks in game 2 here yesterday.
It's a good pitch. And at 53 miles per hour. First pitch change.
Emmerling struck out looking back in the 2nd, but had a big 2 RBI single back in the 3rd. And another opportunity here as Pickering stands in scoring position. Great job by Emmert behind the plate, keeping that pitch in front.
Emmert has really done a good job behind the plate.
She has, and captain for this Wildcat team, one of the leaders. As this pitch is lined and nearly cut off, but Pickering will score to make it 7-0. What an effort by Allie Blum. That pitch was laced by Isabella Emmerling, and she picks up her 3rd RBI on the day. But Allie Blum almost made an unbelievable play on a pitch that was laced through the infield. That shouldn't have even been close.
She made it extremely close. Allie Blum just on her horse, ready to make a play. Just not far enough, could not reach, but made it very close.
Hard-nosed ball team, and we've seen it all weekend.
Ella Parker going 1st to 3rd on that. With 2 outs, you've got it in your mind. You're taking 2 bases. She did just that. I mean, that's a slow rolling ball that made it to the outfield. Not a lot was on that ball.
And we've seen some quality base running from the Sooners today. You know, if you go back, we've seen some stolen bases. Kai Minor taking an extra bag back in the 3rd, so a lot of aggressive base running, and Emmer continuing to be nails behind the plate. The freshman Abby Hammond trying to stop the bleeding here in the 4th, and it looks like that could be the day. And Coach Rachel Lawson having a conversation with home plate umpire Frederick Ewald, and it looks like there may be another call to the bullpen for the Wildcats. Swansea will enter this game much as she's done throughout the series, coming in out of the bullpen. But Kendall Wells lighting Love's Field on fire with the 3-run record tying shot, her 30th home run of the season. Junior Mackenzie Oslanzi enters the game, and she has kind of taken on this role throughout this series of coming in out of the bullpen. Had an outing on Thursday and Friday, and trying to get the Wildcats out of a tough situation here in the 4th after the Sooners have put up 4 runs. Now have runners at the corners with 2 outs. And Oslanzi, we've seen it, good velocity, moves the ball well.
She does move the ball well. Curve drop combo, little bit of rise. We didn't see too many rise balls, but we will see it. She does have that in her back pocket.
And just like that, makes quick work of Alyssa Parker, getting a huge strikeout to get Kentucky back in the dugout, and they've got a little bit of chipping away to do as we head to the 5th. The fantastic freshman. Can't talk about it enough. Just smacked her 30th home run on the season, and it was a big one.
Kendall Wells, just, there's no words. It's hard to even comprehend what she is doing on the field as just a freshman, and we say that a lot, but it's just as an overall softball player. I mean, look at where she stands. Most home runs hit by a freshman. She has tied it in the middle of a season.
And I think that's the piece too, right? These were all numbers that were set rolling into May.
Yeah, going into the World Series, playing a schedule with the max amount of games.
Yes. I mean, what she is doing is unprecedented. I mean, you look at the home runs, Jocelyn Alo at the top of that list, but those were numbers set into postseason. It's Easter. So pretty cool to be able to witness just the unbelievable maturity. And as this game rolls on, we head to the top of the 5th, and a couple changes for the Sooners as Kirsten Deal getting an opportunity in the circle. The senior lefty has had some struggles at times throughout this season, making her 10th appearance. But the lefty has been battle-tested in her career and has come through in some of the biggest moments for the Sooners, but has really done a good job and has got some really good stuff, Destiny.
Yes, taking a look at that scouting report, we'll see her range. She doesn't have the most velocity on this staff, but she does have some good movement. We will see her mixing in that change. We will see some rise balls. I think what Kirsten Deal adds to this pitching staff is just that veteran energy, the understanding of what this program represents and the expectations. Kirsten Deal brings that leadership role. She's got some good stuff in the circle. She's able to really mix up her speeds, and she's one of those pitchers that you kind of look to for that movement.
Deal delivers the walk to Hammond to start the 5th to bring up junior Peyton Plotz, and finds the strike zone there. Is going to see a pinch runner for Abby Hammond at first base. Maybe Katie Hershey. Big spot here for Kentucky to take advantage of a new arm in the circle, a different look. Really struggled with Sydney Berzon, who started the game for the Sooners, who was lights out.
She did great. I think Berzon really had a great performance and just trusted her stuff. Moved locations, let her defense play behind her.
Deal falls behind 3 balls and 1 strike.
She's having a tough time finding the zone. 8 pitches and only 1 strike so far.
The 3-1 is skied high to the right side. Ella Parker makes way. It's off her glove. Hershey is going to head on to third, and Plotz up at second base. And the Wildcats got a pair of runners in scoring position with nobody out, and Ella Parker went a long way for that ball, but if you look at the flags, sweeping across right to left, and just a little bit of a misplay out there in right field.
She covered a lot of ground, but again, that's a play that you've got to make. She had a glove on it. Just looked like it kind of held up a little bit. She may have taken an angle just a little too far deep and had to come in slightly, and just wasn't able to get the glove completely on it. But this is where it kind of hurts us, as Kirsten Deal giving up that free pass. Now you have runners at second and third.
Ruling has not been scored yet of whether or not it's going to be Kentucky's first hit of the ball game or an error. And it looks like it's going to be a hit. So Kentucky, their first hit of the game, as Coach Jen Rocha makes her way out to have a chat with her pitcher, Kirsten Deal. And what's the message here, Destiny?
I think in this moment, Coach Rocha and Kirsten Deal need to have that conversation of what is it? Where are we missing? Are we missing strike zone? Are we missing certain pitches? Are we calling pitches that you aren't prepared to throw, execute? Where can we get on the same page? Because there is a clear issue of finding the zone right now. So what is that mechanical change that needs to happen? Or is there a pitch that you're more comfortable throwing in this moment? Kirsten Deal has not had a ton of innings thrown.
She hasn't, and it's so good to see Coach Rocha back. Just always that calming force in her 8th season as the OU associate head coach. And just as the entire country knows, has been dealing with some health issues, but so thankful to have her back and healthy, and just, again, gotta love seeing Coach Rocha being able to make her way out to the circle and back, and whatever she said worked. Back-to-back strikes fired from Deal as Reagan Oni.
Almost like Coach Rocha went and did some magic out there.
She's got it. She has got it.
But again, Kirsten Deal only having 12 innings thrown on the season.
This ball skied, and it's gonna hit the ground and get past Abby Dayton in center, and Kentucky is on the board with back-to-back hits, and just like that, breaking up the no-no and the shutout here in the 5th, and on a pitch that jammed Oni, but just found no man's land.
That's such a tough play. It looked like it had enough air for Dayton to get under it, but that's certainly a ball that you've got to keep in front of you.
If you look at the stat line, you see him go down as hits. But I think that it would be safe to say Coach Gasso sees those as 2 missed opportunities defensively, of plays that need to get made.
100%. That will be practiced over and over and over again this week, I guarantee you, with Coach Gasso. Those plays need to be made.
Captain catcher Ella Emmert in a spot here to put Kentucky in a spot. Again, we said needed to chip away, and this is a team that fights with runners at the corners, nobody out, and an opportunity for Riddell, Alexa Riddell, in the pinch hit spot here in Ella Emmert's 8-hole slot. But a spot here for Riddell to keep Kentucky in this ball game. Riddell, a .231 hitter on the year, just 11 RBI.
I think those are missed opportunities for Kirsten Deal as well. You've got to put your pitcher in a place where they're struggling a little bit. You're saying that, she's had a hard time finding the zone early on. You've got to have her back and make those plays on defense.
Watts at third, Oni at first. Kentucky knocking on the door. And what was quickly an 0-2 count has now run full to Alexa Riddell. Riddell, just a freshman. Does have 1 home run on the year. The 3-2 is looped, but Agbayani makes the play for the first out of the inning. Huge for Deal. Again, location in on the hands. Got to bring up center fielder Emery Donaldson. Still not out of the woods for Deal. 1 out here in the 5th. If you look ahead, Carly Sleeman standing on deck. Allie Blum in the hole, and all of the run production up until this point as Donaldson fouls off the squeeze. But all the run production has come from Carly Sleeman and Allie Bloom, who are right around the corner in this Kentucky lineup.
I think if Kirsten can get Emery Donaldson retired, that would set her up for some good opportunities.
This ball is popped up to the left side. Gabby Garcia makes her way back, but is called off by Pickering. All runners stay put. Huge out for Kirsten Deal, and great communication from the junior out and left.
And I'm feeling like the outfield is kind of struggling to read these balls properly, but Pickering taking control, and I love that Garcia kind of backed off because of the play that could have potentially been at home, allowing Pickering to move on that ball and make that play. It's a great call.
Big opportunity here for Carly Sleeman, the junior. Putting 383 on the year, has 9 home runs and leads, is second on the team in RBI. Has been clutch in her at-bats here in this series. But a big spot here for the junior. Couple of ducks on the pond. You know, and Destiny, you were talking about it. You know, the outfield has struggled a little bit in this game, but I'm looking at the flags. The wind, I think, is playing a little bit of a factor here.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely the elements. You're seeing the wind with those flags kind of blowing back in, but...
And that is in no way me making an excuse. Play that needs to be...
No, but we're also seeing that the sun has created some issues, and it's just the time of day.
And this ball is laced to the right side. It is going to get down off the wall. Plotz will score. Oni held up at third, and it is an RBI single for Sleeman, who has been on fire this weekend. And Kentucky hangs a crooked number. Sleeman just doing what we've seen her do all week.
And she was able to get a hold of that ball that was pretty far off the plate. Look at that fist bump of excitement. Just keeping her team in the game, that momentum going.
Little check swing from Allie Blum, just a sophomore. 0 for 2 on the day, but has had some good at-bats, had a single in game 2, 2 for 3 day on Thursday.
Kirsten Deal about to have thrown 30 pitches in this inning.
Blum marks the 7th hitter to come to the plate for the Wildcats here in the 5th. And this is something, and Destiny, I feel like we've kind of waited for it. One thing that Kentucky offensively has not done a tremendous job of in this series, again, all runs up until this point were scored in the first inning of both games, and then the bats went quiet. Not a lot of offensive adjustments innings second through the fifth, because both games were run ruled and ended in the fifth, but we're starting to see some offensive adjustments from Kentucky and scoring the ball up here later in the game.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, that's what Coach Slauson wants to see. She's, you know, you've got to perform throughout the entirety of the game, make those adjustments. I think one thing too, you know, Kirsten Deal is having a tough time finding the zone. So when she is finding it, it's a good opportunity for these hitters to make good contact.
2-2 is going to be called strike 3. And Deal leaves a pair stranded, but not before Kentucky gets on the board. We're headed to the bottom half of the fifth. Sooners up 7-2. It's only April, but before you know it, it's going to be time for the Women's College World Series right here. Just down the road, down I-35 in Oklahoma City. There's a good shot at just a few national championships here as of late. Just a couple. The Sooners have won 8 since the year 2000. Numerous Women's College World Series appearances. And built the dynasty that we all know is Oklahoma softball.
First baseman, number 12, Lexi
It's Mackenzie Ozanzi back to work. Facing the freshman Lexi McDaniel. McDaniel, a single back in the 4th to really start the scoring rally for the Sooners. McDaniel, 464 on the year. It's really easy to get caught up, Destiny, in all these home run numbers, and we've talked about it at nauseum. How can you not? But I think it's easy to forget. I mean, we're not just seeing home run numbers by these freshmen. I mean, look at that batting average, 464.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at all of these numbers. I mean, and she's one of the athletes who's
ground ball right back off the middle and off the leg of Slauson. McDaniel will be safe. And
I mean, that was a hard hit ball.
Get the thumbs up from Aslanzi. She looks to be okay, but right off of the thigh. But it's always good when you see the grins, and you always want to pause there for a second. I think everyone holds their breath, but yeah, and everybody checking on her and just giving the thumbs up, guys. I'm good. I've got this. But McDaniel is aboard for the second time today. And the Sooners looking to answer the 2 runs that Kentucky put up in the top half of this inning. We'll see Tia Malloy in the pinch hit spot. And what would the Ailana Agbayani spot in the 9 hole, but Tia Malloy, the sophomore, getting an opportunity here. Big hack first pitch. Shot a couple of at-bats already this weekend, 0 for 2.
I want to talk a little bit more about Lexi McDaniel. We were talking about her average, and she doesn't have as many at-bats as you'd assume, with 67 at-bats, but 31 hits. The one that sticks out to me is 28 RBIs.
That's wild.
31 hits, 28 of those have been runs batted in. And that is the stat that as a coach you cannot dismiss.
Absolutely.
She can be called upon often.
The 0-2 is laced to the right side. McDaniel on her horse. She's going to round second. She will be safe at third. And Tia Malloy coming up big in the pinch hit spot. Back-to-back base hits for the Sooners to roll it back up to the top. And Abby Dayton.
And it's just capitalizing on those opportunities that you are given. Tia Malloy, another one with not a ton of at-bats, but getting herself on base is so important. 355 batting average. Tia Malloy keeping the party alive.
Expect nobody out, runners at the corners. Expect to see Malloy potentially take off. And there she goes. Blum keeping an eye on McDaniel. And that'll put a pair in scoring position as Abby Dayton would represent the game-ending run at the plate. And Swansea falls behind 2 balls and no strikes.
For Kentucky Wildcats, you've got to do whatever it takes to play the full 7.
A couple of defensive changes for the Wildcats. Carly Sleeman has moved behind the dish. Alexa Riddell out in center. Emery Donaldson has moved into third base. We'll go ahead and reset Peyton Platts out in right field. That's where she started, but a couple of defensive shifts. Reagan Oni out in left. Emery, and as I mentioned, Donaldson into third base. 3-1 runs the count full. That's a good take from Abby Dayton. It's a strike. That's a strike.
That was a strike.
But it's up in the zone a little bit. And again, here, runners at second and third. You want a pitch you can handle, Destiny.
Yes. This is a good opportunity here.
Ball for it gets away from Sleeman behind the plate. And McDaniel will score. Sooners get one back to make it 8-2. And speaking of Kendall Wells, about to come to the plate, and that pitch away from Sleeman. Dayton draws a walk, but McDaniel off immediately.
Yeah, just kind of misread. That ball kind of came in on that far inside corner.
Well, we just mentioned, right, that Sleeman had just gone behind the plate.
Yeah.
Typically, you'll see Emmert, the senior, Ella Emmert, has gotten both starts and is typically behind the dish. But we got a little bit of an interesting situation here, Destiny McElroy. Kendall Wells, who has already tied the OU and NCAA home run record with that swing of the bat back in the 4th, has a position here where she can not only set the record, but can also win this ballgame.
I mean, this is a tough one with nobody out. Kendall Wells at the plate, runners at first and third. We saw Coach Lawson take some time to go out and speak with Oslonzi. Is this a batter that you want to throw to? Or is this the batter that we put on and load the bases for a hitter like Gabby Garcia?
And Abby Dayton takes off, not on the pitch, but on the throw back to Oslonzi, and runners at second and third. Kendall Wells' home run yesterday was off of Oslonzi in game 2. The 1-0 misses low, and you know, Destiny, you mentioned it. And do you want to throw
what do we do
Wells here? I mean, you've got an open bag, and you know, that may sound kind of ridiculous or silly, but it looks like that's exactly what Oslonzi's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. And we talked to Coach Lawson. You know, she mentioned, what are we doing to throw to Kendall Wells? How are we throwing to her? And some of the coaches' feedback is, don't throw to her.
And that's exactly what we see. The unintentional, intentional walk loads them up and puts Kentucky in a situation here to have a play at any bag. And again, what a stud you are as a freshman when you're being walked to load the bases up for the 3-hole hitter. But again, you think about it strategically. Wildcats now, ground ball, you've got to play anywhere, and an opportunity to potentially get yourself out of this inning and extend the ballgame.
Yeah, and Gabby Garcia is not any light threat here. I mean, she can handle business in the box just as good as anybody else. .415 batting average. She has hit 16 home runs on the season. Her slugging percentage, .878. I mean, she's a tough one to throw to.
Garcia 0 for 2 on the day, but laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd that eventually resulted in a pair of runs being scored.
Take a look at the home run leaders here. Gabby Garcia with 16, 3rd on the lineup.
And Pickering, 15 on the year, stands on deck.
Going into this game, 141 home runs have been hit by this Sooner lineup.
One, two, grounded. They're gonna have the play at the plate, but Garcia beats it out. And that'll put 1 out for Kentucky. Bases still loaded to bring up Cassidy Pickering, and good play at first base by Carissa Hamilton. And
very heads-up play.
It was.
Making sure that run does not cross the plate, keeping them in the ball game.
Kendall Wells at second, Abby Dayton at third. Wells representing what would be the game-ending run in this ball game, as Oslonzi going right after Cassidy Pickering. Ahead here, no balls and 2 strikes.
Cassidy Pickering just going after that pitch. Not really close to the zone. See, they're throwing her outside of that plate, keeping the ball down.
1-2 is fouled off. Kentucky and Swansea looking to avoid what would be the third run rule here this weekend, as this ball is struck well at the warning track, and it's going to get out of here. And Cassidy Pickering calls ball game on a game-ending grand slam. We talk about the bombs, we talk about the home runs. Destiny, it does not matter the situation. This offense comes through in a big way. Cassidy Pickering ends this ball game 12-2.
And Cassidy Pickering, just the leadership, she's one of the ones that you look to end a game like this in a moment with bases loaded. Cassidy Pickering is who you want in the batter's box. But the intentional walk to Kendall Wells, continuing to keep these bases loaded. This lineup is impossible to throw to.
Pickering went down and got that pitch and just lifted it out of the yard to end this game with a bang. The junior coming up big time in the situation for the Sooners to pick up the sweep of Kentucky 12-2. That is the 7th run rule for the Sooners in conference. 7 of their 11 conference wins have been in run rule fashion.
It is incredible. I mean, to see what this team has done in the batter's box is truly unbelievable. There's not a lot of words I can say. I mean, it's just pure greatness. This lineup is unstoppable. It's tough to throw to them. They have just been so fun to watch.
We've seen a little bit of everything this weekend. Sooners pick up the sweep on the 12-2 win. Heading down to Austin next weekend. I hope you all have a happy Easter. Sooners win 12-2.